Good to have you with us, sir. You're very much in the news.
Good morning.
I think that something, even an imperfect bill, is better than nothing. What say you, sir?
You know, I think when you look at the bill, you have to measure it and analyze it and say, is it a repeal or is it a keep? Is it keeping Obamacare or repealing it? And so, you know, if it's keeping it, how could I possibly be for keeping Obamacare? It keeps most of the subsidies, it keeps most of the regulations, and it adds a new federal insurance company bailout of $130 billion. Tell me what part of that is conservative.
Okay, I'll tell you what's good about it. It gets rid of the taxes, 21 of 22, they're gone. It gets rid of the individual mandate. That gives us a degree of freedom about what coverage we want and who pays for it. And it gets rid of the employer mandate. That takes an enormous restraint off the labor market. I mean, that is something.
I guess the problem...
Isn't that better than nothing, Senator?
The problem is a lot of people are going to ask, myself included, is it honest to get rid of the taxes but continue the Medicaid expansion forever? The Medicaid expansion never goes away. Realize that when we voted 60 times to repeal Obamacare, we voted to gradually end the subsidies and gradually end the Medicaid expansion over a 2-year period. That was our position only a year ago. Now our position is we're keeping the subsidies forever. We've added a brand new bailout fund for insurance companies. I am horrified. The insurance companies make $15 billion a year, and we're going to give them $130 billion of taxpayer money. It's obscene. I mean, what kind of conservative notion is that? I mean, we could lower the price of cars also. We could have a car stabilization fund. We could have a college stabilization fund. We could have an iPhone stabilization fund. It's insane. It's obscene to say we're going to give rich companies taxpayer money.
If you push it and it becomes more conservative, you lose the moderates and you don't have the 50 votes.
Well, we could remind the moderates that they pledged to repeal Obamacare, root and branch.
You still won't have the votes.
We could remind them that they said that about 1 million times.
You won't have the votes.
And now they're, well, we'll see.
But
you know,
the thing
is
you don't have the votes now.
No, that's the question.
Isn't
the question
something
will be
better than nothing?
Here's the question. If moderates want to go home to their state and say they kept Obamacare, so be it. Conservatives are going to go home and say we pledged to repeal it and the bill wasn't a repeal. Now, I'm not saying it can't get to repeal. I met with the president yesterday. I told him I'm very much open to making the bill better. I think he is also. But Senate leadership so far has had no communication with any of us that are really opposed to the, so much of keeping of Obamacare.
If the Republican Party cannot agree, after all the negotiating, you can't agree, then we go back to where we are now, which is a collapsing Obamacare system. Mitch McConnell goes to the Democrats and he needs their help, and you'll get Obamacare on steroids. I keep coming back to it. Some agreement is better than nothing.
I think you're presuming Senate leadership wants to really keep Obamacare, and I don't think that's true. I think they're working with a mix of people, but I don't really cast aspersions on the leadership saying, oh, they're going to go to Democrats and keep Obamacare. I don't think that's true at all.
Okay.
I do think, though, that health care is quite complicated, and there's a great danger to owning it without fixing it. And so I think that if you pass something that's not going to work, and we come about in about a year, and premiums are rising at 25–30%, still the insurance companies are dropping out of the individual market, I think what you're going to find is people are going to say, why do we give Republicans control of Congress since they didn't know what they were doing?
Some way down the road, there's going to be a vote, and when that vote is counted, would you be the senator who votes no and kills the whole thing?
I would be the senator that would vote against keeping Obamacare. The other senators can explain why they vote to keep Obamacare, but I'm not voting to keep it. So it's going to have to be a repeal bill. This is what I pledged to the American people. This is what conservatives have pledged. If people are going to go back on their word and they're going to keep Obamacare, let them go home and explain it.
Senator Rand Paul, very much a man in the news, and we thank you very much for being with us this morning, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.